You've probably seen him blowing up your feed, Ethan Guo, the young pilot on a mission to land a single-engine Cessna 182 on all 7 continents while raising $1 million for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. In this video, we're giving you an exclusive interview behind the scenes of his record-breaking journey around the world. Before making headlines, Ethan brought his plane to our hangar, where we prepped it with a ceramic coating, a fresh oil change, and secure storage to keep it ready for the most extreme conditions on Earth. Stick around to see a deeper look into this incredible adventure and watch as we help launch the extraordinary final leg of Ethan's project off the ground. Let's jump in. It's Mia at OCR Aviation here in Long Beach, California. I'm here with Ethan Guo. I'm gonna let him introduce himself because it's absolutely insane what he's done so far.
My name's Ethan and I'm flying this tiny plane around the world to all 7 continents, hopefully to become the first and raise $1 million to fight childhood cancer along the way.
So first question, you said that this journey was not about setting records. You've said that very clear. First day starting, what's your main goal?
I think to answer that question, we have to go way back. I think with a journey of this scale and this size, a big reason I did it was to get as much experience and to challenge myself as much as possible. But the reason I want to gain as much experience and to challenge myself as much as possible is because with those new abilities and new skills I pick up through a project like this, I'm able to contribute and give back to society. That's kind of the long-term goal. But during the preparations of this trip, unfortunately, my cousin got diagnosed with stage 4 blood cancer. And so it's like really sped up the process and made me kind of realize that, you know, I could actually contribute to society and help out as early as right now. I don't have to wait till I'm a bit older to have a bit more experience. I can start now. And so that's kind of the whole overarching goal of this project, is just to help out and contribute as much as I can.
Tell me about the modifications that you did to your airplane to make it able to do this huge journey.
The plane I'm flying, the Cessna Skyline, also known as a Cessna 182. It's a plane built in the 70s, so it's a bit older, but these planes aren't really built to fly long legs over the water or really around the world in general. They're a bit of, at best, cross-country planes. This plane holds around 88 gallons of usable fuel. To extend that, what we did was we took the 2 back seats out of this plane and installed a external ferry tank. And so we have extra 100 gallons of usable fuel, pushing the plane's range to over 2,000 nautical miles. So that's like the main modification. We definitely see some modifications with the engine. It has an IO 550, a part of the King Catmai conversion. Some other changes to it with a BRS in the back, kind of like the Cirrus is. Overall, it's a relatively safe 182, although a bit older and maintenance heavy.
Yeah, those are some incredible modifications. I don't think that I've ever seen a plane that has a 182 with a range this long, and I'm not sure that I'll ever see one again. Tell me why you chose this plane in general.
Budget constraints limit my choices by quite a lot. The 182 ended up being a very consistent, solid option. You know, it's kind of like a workhorse, it's heavy, it's a common airframe, and so there's parts around the world, and most mechanics have experience working on 182, so that was a major reason. But overall, at the end of the day, the 182, it's a solid plane. You know, it's a plane that's been tested through the times. You know, this was designed in the 40s, 50s, and it survived until now.
How do the sponsors and the supporters help you day to day?
To be honest, this trip wouldn't be possible without the support of everyone who's been watching, who's been donating, who's been just helping every aspect of it. You know, I could give you guys hundreds of examples, but I give you guys some, you know, clear, common examples we see. You know, currently we're at OCR in Long Beach, California. And, you know, they've been super helpful. They've helped me do the maintenance, oil change, inspections. And right now, in the background, the plane's actually getting ceramic coating. And so people like OCR who believe in this trip, who just want to help out on a mission like this, they're willing to keep Whiskey Tango, you know, the plane behind me, airworthy and flyable so I can continue this journey. So that's one way companies are supporting this, you know, sponsors sending over parts and helping with maintenance. You know, that's major to keep this flying because I wouldn't be able to afford it without the help of people like OCR. You know, other aspects is, you know, to save costs in large parts of the trips, we stayed with host families. You know, people reach out, they'd be like, hey, you're passing through this country, I'm from here, you know, I live not too far from the airport, feel free to stay. Hotels are also sponsoring the trips, and that's how we keep the costs low. And so, you know, to afford this trip, there's either one way, you raise money from corporate sponsors, or you get sponsors not charge you money, so you don't have to raise any money. So those are kind of the 2 ways of balancing it out. So just, yeah, and at the end of the day, just the people watching this journey, the people sending out kind words, you know, that is I don't think a lot of people realize, but that's major, It looks small, but when you have thousands, no, if you have millions of people adding up, it creates quite a large effect. It builds a wave, it builds a movement. And I think I've been grateful to have so many people be supportive of this project.
Absolutely. We've been really happy to be part of this project. It's a project that's much bigger than any of us and more than we ever anticipated, as far as you're doing something that I could never imagine. We've been really excited to be part of it, and we're really happy that you're here.
Yeah, thanks again for having me at OCR. It's been a fantastic experience, the truth be told.
We've been so happy to have you around OCR, and we hope to see you back here. Can you tell people how they at home viewing, wherever you are, how they can support your mission?
To be honest, just watching this journey, that's a major help. The numbers add up, the people, and eventually creates a movement, like I mentioned before. So if you guys want to, just watch this journey, you go to Ethan, GUO.RTW on Instagram. You can go to Ethan's biography on both YouTube and TikTok to watch this journey. But if you guys want to, support, donate, and just to learn more of the trip overall, you can go to flightagainstcancer.com. That's where you can donate directly to St. Jude Children's Hospital. They're fighting cancer on a global scale all around the world, and I think that's very noble and very honorable for them to do. And so if we can support the global fight against cancer, it'll be great that we all work together. And at the end of the day, just like I mentioned, watching the trip, maybe eventually if you feel that you're inspired by it, you take on a journey on your own. I try to document a lot of my mistakes and what I've learned throughout this journey. You can see it, you can learn from it, and you can take on a trip yourself. It can be much, much bigger, it could be smaller. It really depends. I think it's up to you guys, and at the end of the day, I think everyone has an opportunity to make a difference. And if you do have an opportunity to make a difference, don't waste it.